It's 7 o'clock. We'll call the July 18th council meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, clerk roll call has been taken.
Yes.
Moving along, the adoption of the agenda.
So move.
Motion's been made by Mr. Barrington,
Second.
second by Mr. Hess. Any additions or corrections? All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion's carried by all. Approval of 6/20/2023 common council minutes.
So move. Second.
Motion been made by Mr. Dorsey, second by Mr. Ritchie. Any additions or corrections to that? If none, all in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Mr. Dorsey, authorization to pay the bills, please.
Your Honor, I make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $1,077,037.82.
Second.
Motion been made and second by Mr. Barrington. Any additions or corrections to that? Please cast your ballots. Mr. Herder. And there you go. Motion carried 10-0. All right, any public comment? No public comment. Hearing no public comment, we'll move on to standing and special committee meetings. Board of Public Works, Mr. Hess. You're up.
Thank you, Your Honor. On Wednesday, June 28th, we had a special Board of Public Works meeting. Meeting is called to order at 6:36. Pledge of allegiance was read, was said. Agenda was approved. Approved contract sidewalk and terrace design for 2024 North Water Street and Pearl Street reconstruction. The Board of Public Works met following a public focused board meeting to collect input about sidewalk and terrace design elements for the 2024 North Water Street and Pearl Street project. The public focus group meeting discussed different options for coloring concrete and sidewalks in areas where trees and planters could be placed. The focus group attendance was low for the meeting, so the board motioned to provide an online survey to gain more public input before decisions would be made regarding the sidewalk and terrace design. Motions were made and seconded to direct the staff to provide an online survey for additional sidewalk and terrace design element input to be presented at the next Public Works meeting on July 10th. Motion was carried by all. Meeting was adjourned at 6:41. Then comes our July 10th regular Board of Public Works meeting. Called to order at 5:15. Pledge allegiance was said. Adoption was carried. No public input. Wastewater treatment update. Wastewater notes were included in the packet. Next discussion was approved concrete sidewalk and terrace design for the 2024 North Water and Pearl Street reconstruction. Director Garsky brought to the committee attention to the survey results put forth on social media for the terrace. The most popular was the dark gray concrete with a stamped design that would carry through the full terrace. Thorough discussion took place, reviewing pros and cons of the choices and reviewed cost. Motion was made and seconded to approve concrete terrace design for the 2024 North Water Street and Pearl Street reconstruction to be continuous dark gray color and in select areas using the stamped design. Motion was carried by all. Authorize the Director of Public Works to approve change orders in a total of collective amount of up to $75,000 for the 2023 sewer, water, and sewer construction project. Director Garsky requested authority to approve change orders that may arise related to the North Water Street project, collectively up to $75,000. This would allow the project to proceed forward without any delay. Motion made and was seconded and carried by all. Authorize the Director of Public Works to approve change orders in a total collective amount of up to $50,000 for the Wolf River Avenue redevelopment utility construction. Director Garsky requested authority to approve the change orders that may arise related to the North Water or Wolf River Avenue project, collectively up to $50,000. This would allow the project to proceed forward without any delay. Motion was made and seconded, carried by all. Approve and recommend to council updated proposal for the engineering fees in amount of $94,616.10 for the completion of the North Pearl Street from the bridge to Wapaka Street. The initial proposal for Pearl Street was only covered 30% PS&E. Director Garsky recommended that the approval of the amended proposal with the additional fee of $94,616.10 to complete all needed engineering for North Pearl. Motion was made and second and carried by all. Next was the director's report. The director's memo included in a packet and reviewed by the board. Anniversaries. Connor LeBear, street operator, completed 1 year service on July 1st. Ben Gruel, lead wastewater operator, completed 23 years of service on July 3rd. Luke Hammond, street and park superintendent, completes 8 years of service on July 28th. 2023 downtown project delayed 1 week, starting July 17th, closing Shawano Street and North Water Street intersection for 3 days. Next, utility relocated at SCS site had numerous issues. They are about 70% complete. They will be closing an intersection on the Wolf River Avenue and Smith Street to tie in the utility work July 12th through the 14th. Future agenda item discussed, large item disposal services. Be no more. Meeting was adjourned at 6:09. I'd like to consider approval of updated proposal for engineering fees in amount of $94,616.10 for the completion of the North Pearl Street from the bridge to Wapaka Street.
Motion been made by Mr. Haas, second by Mr. Dorsey. Any further discussion? Please cast your ballots. That motion is carried 10-0.
Next, consider authorization for the Director of Public Works to approve change orders in the total collective amount of up to $75,000 for the 2023 sewer, water, and street construction project.
Second.
Motion been made by Mr. Haas, second by Ms. Magowski. Did you get that? Okay. Any further discussion? Please cast your ballots. Ms. Magowski. That motion carried 10-0.
Last, consider authorization for the Director of Public Works to approve change orders in a total collective amount of up to $50,000 for the Wolf River Avenue redevelopment utility reconstruction. Second.
That motion's been made by Mr. Haas, second by Mr. Ritchie. Any further discussion? Please cast your ballots. That motion also carried 10-0.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Moving along to finance and personnel, Mr. Dorsey.
Yes, Your Honor. Finance and Personnel Committee met Wednesday, July 5th. Motion was made by Barrington and second by Roberts to approve amended agenda. We removed the review fire prevention code. We'll be talking about that at our next meeting. Administrator Hurth recommended the sale of the downtown property to SC Swiderski so they're able to commence building the multifamily housing development. That carried by all. The finance directors reviewed their monthly finance reports. Finance director report was discussed. There being no further business, we voted to adjourn at 5:48. The next regularly scheduled finance committee meeting will be held in the council chambers on August 2nd at 5:15. Consider approval of the monthly license list.
Motion made by Mr. Dorsey. Can we get a second?
Second.
Motion seconded by Mr. Herter for consider approval of monthly license list. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried by all.
Consider approval of the resolution authorizing real estate sale and transfer of the downtown riverfront property. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Dorsey, seconded by Mr. Fache. Consider approval of resolution authorizing real estate sale and transfer of downtown riverfront property. Any additional comments, discussion? Please cast your ballots. That motion is carried 10-0.
That is all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dorsey. Moving right along with Park and Recreation, Mr. Beasaw, you're on. the
Thank you,
clock.
Your Honor. Park and Rec Committee met on Tuesday, July 11th. Meeting was called to order at 5:15. Motion was made and seconded to adopt the agenda as presented. Motion was made in the second to approve the meeting minutes. Motion was carried 10-0. Public input, there was none. Consider an ordinance regarding city dock use. Director Skoll advised the committee about a request from Chief of the London Police Department asking to review ordinances relating to the docks and the river accessing the downtown area. The police department has received several formal complaints along with residents advising departments of situations that have deterred people from utilizing the docks to visit downtown businesses or other use. The suggested changes to the current ordinance will allow the police department to have additional enforcement ability for those that are not using the docks as intended. This also includes no swimming regulations within 100 feet of city-owned and or operated docks for safety purposes due to the current that surrounds the nature of the bridge and dock placements. Motion was made and seconded to amend the existing ordinance regarding city dock use by adding no loitering on any city-owned and or managed pier or ramp or interfering with the proper use of city-owned and or managed pier access. In addition, prohibiting swimming areas included within 100 feet of any city-owned and or managed boat ramp or docking facility for council. Motion carried 8-2. Director's report was included in the packet and reviewed by the committee. Radke riprap project did not show up as scheduled. Sol has gotten a request for suggestions for potential donations for the from local businesses and is working on getting quotes for them. Thank you to Amcor for days worked at the parks. Scheduled second work day at Memorial Park Wednesday, July 12th, 2023. Chairman's report, there was none. Seasonal wage study. Attended an August meeting discussing Memorial Park restrooms. Next Park and Rec meeting to be held on Tuesday, August 1st at 5:15. Motion was made and seconded to recess the meeting at 5:46 and head to River Trail Gazebo and Newton Blackmore Trail for on-site tours. Motion carried by all. Committee reconvened at 5:57 with quorum at the River Trail Gazebo where Director Saul gave informational handouts on tours of parking lot options. No discussion or motions were made. Meeting recessed at 6:25. Committee reconvened at 6:31 with quorum and Director Soul gave informational handouts on tour of the Newton Blackmore Trail. No discussions or motions were made. There being no further discussion, motion was made and seconded to adjourn the meeting at 6:53. Motion carried by all 7-0. I would look for consider waiving the rule to adopt an ordinance upon one reading.
Second.
Motion been made by Mr. Beasaw, seconded by Mr. Roberts for consider waiving the rules to adopt an ordinance upon one reading. Any further discussion? Please cast your ballots. That motion's confirmed 10-0.
Now look for consideration of the approval of the dock ordinance.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Beasaw, seconded by Mr. Herder for consider approval of dock ordinance. Any further discussion on that? Please cast your ballots. That motion is carried 8 to yes and 2-0.
All I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Beasaw. Moving along, Planning Commission, Mr. Ritchie.
We didn't have one.
Thank you. Economic Development Committee, Mr. Roberts.
There was no June meeting, Your Honor.
Thank you as well. Minutes and reports stand as read in your packet. And we'll move right along to reports of officers and recent events and announcements to the public. Start off with the mayor's report. All I have this month is to say thank you to our service anniversaries for your time of service to the city of New London. Next is city administrator, Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Your Honor. In my report, I've just got one thing. Our new video marketing producer, Trista Taylor, is starting to put some great content together. So if you might want to keep an eye on these new messages and announcements, just make sure you keep an eye on both our Facebook and Instagram pages for any of those future videos announcements. And definitely look at liking those pages to get those feeds to come up on your feed to stay up to date. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Next is Chief Schrader.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just have two anniversaries. Todd Searson, 22 years, and Ryan Cole, 8 years.
And thank you. Director of Public Works, Mr. Garsky is absent, so I think Mr. Earth, you have.
Yep, I do have a report. Thank you much. So if anybody's driven near the downtown, you should know by now, the downtown is definitely under construction. That work has begun. So the downtown utility work began on Monday. They did run into some complications in the last couple of days through the intersection of Shawano and North Water Street, which is closed down right now. The intent was to open that up at the end of the day tomorrow. It looks like right now they're going to be on task for opening it up at the end of the day, hopefully on Thursday, July 20th. When that intersection opens back up, the north-south traffic on Shawano Street will be opened up once again. And then going west of that intersection will be open towards the Dairy Queen, Little Caesars area, but that will continue to be shut down going eastbound as they continue to work on sanitary sewer and water main replacements going east. So hopefully in the next 2 days, we get the Shawano Street intersection back open up for that. Utility relocate at the SCS Sidorsky site has switched to some storm sewer work. They will be working on the Smith Street North Water or Smith Street Wolf Avenue intersection once again. Robert worked on making sure that both the Shawano Street intersection and the Smith Street intersection were not closed down at the same time. So he's got the contractors piggyback on when they have the road shut down. So this intersection will Shawano and North Water Street will open back up. And then in a couple of days, the Smith Street intersection will close back down to finish up that intersection work. And that should be a couple of days as well. So just look at our Facebook page and our city's website page for updates on those detours and road closures. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Earth. All right, next up is Director of Parks and Recreation, Ms. Soul.
Thank you, Mayor. Tomorrow head over to the Aquatic and Fitness Center for their annual water carnival from 1:15 to 4 p.m. There will be outdoor lawn games, the dunk tank, and tons of prizes for the kids. There will also be concessions available, so come hungry, and admission is only $2. And then on Tuesday, August 1st, join the New London Police Department, the New London Fire Department, and the New London Parks and Recreation Department with National Night Out here at the municipal building. That event starts at 4:30 p.m. and there will be games, snacks, and fun for the whole family. Come meet your neighborhood police officers, firefighters, and see all their cool equipment too. So we hope to see you all there.
Thank you, Mrs. Soul.
Thank you.
Next, Utility Manager, Mr. Bassett.
Thank you, Your Honor. On July 1st, we had a cutout blow affecting 12 customers near Washington and Hancock Street. That outage occurred at 9:50 p.m. Crews determined a squirrel caused that issue and restored service. On July 10th at 11:40 a.m., we had a truck go off the road on Highway S, struck a We Energies transmission pole, causing an outage for our well number 7 in Mosquito Hill. We Energies replaced the pole and our crews restored service around 8 p.m. On July 15th at 6 p.m., we had an underground fault on some streetlights on Shawano and Partridge Lane affecting transformer feeding a couple retail stores. Crews isolated the fault and restored service. And we completed interviews for our lineman openings and we'll be making offers for those positions this week. And Melissa Schultz has completed 20 years of service with New London Utilities this month. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Bassett. Next is Fire Chief, Mr. Wolfer, and Mr. Ritchie, do you have a report?
We have two anniversaries. Donnie Conant has 45 years of service and Dave Stibbs has 14 years of service.
Thank you, Mr. Ritchie. That's all we have tonight. We're looking for adjournment.
The motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Mr. Roberts.
Second.
Who got the second? Mr. Fisher, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Quick.
All right.